1989. While the party continued undeterred, the Mondays Sean Ryder and later his brother Paul got addicted to heroin.
As soon as you wake up in the morning, it's like, okay, I need to get some drugs. Okay, I've got the drugs. Okay, right, I've had them, I need to get some more. Okay, I've got some more, I've had them. Right, what do I do? I need to get some more. You know, and then it's time to fall asleep, and then you wake up in the morning, it's like, I need to get some heroin. Okay, I need to get some money first to get some heroin. Okay, I got my heroin. Okay, I've done it, what do I do now? I'll go and get some more. You know, and that's what it does. You know, you just left to doing that in a fucking circle for however many years you're going to do it for.
New Order were also trapped in a cycle of their own making. They were still co-financing the Hacienda with their increasing success, both here and abroad. Returning from a sellout American tour in 1988, they were drawn into Factory's new ambitious plans for the club and for New Order's profits.
You're not going to believe this. The building's just come on the market. The building's come on. No, don't. I think we should buy the building. No, please, God, no, don't buy it. Andy's at work. I'll take them next door and see what they think. What do you think, Steve? No, don't buy the building. Gillian, don't buy the building. Okay, yeah, all right. Bernard, yeah, it sounds good to me. Right, we're buying the fucking building, then. Building equals American tour. Right, okay.
New Order increasingly found themselves working to keep the club afloat. Despite the crowds, Factory seemed unable to hold on to any profit, lurching from one financial crisis to another.
We need 100 grand by tomorrow, right? Our Factory go, we'll put 50 grand in, and you put 50 grand in. We go, what happens if we don't? And they go, you'll lose 200 grand. And we go, all right, the sums make sense. But the 50 grand that they were putting in was 50 grand of money that, from our royalties, that hadn't been paid to us.
You would have to say that people didn't tell us how much of our money they were putting in. And when we found out, of course, you went berserk, but you were too far in to get out.
And Cookie's great theory is if we gave everyone who came to the Hacienda 50 quid and told them to fuck off, we need never have opened the Hacienda. I mean, Hookie one day will accept that it was worthwhile. Barney, maybe never.
I was a musician, you know, and I remember going to a meeting and being told that three of our bouncers were wanted for armed robbery. They're working for us. Like, why have we got bouncers that are wanted for armed robbery? Because you've got the people coming in with guns.
Manchester had become Gunchester. Gangs were at war over the drug market, and one of the biggest outlets was down at the Hacienda.
With drugs, you get gangs. With drugs, you get gangsters. That's the way it is. There's millions of pounds to be made on the drugs. People, I mean, you don't buy them in a corner shop. They're all illicit the way they're coming in. Suddenly it's worth millions, and when it's worth millions, other people are going to get interested, aren't they? Different kind of businessmen will get interested in this kind of transaction, and then they'll start fighting over it, and that's what started to happen.
When we were supposed to go there for some factory owed us some money for royalties, and we had to go to the Hacienda and going to give us the money there. And it turned out they'd been robbed the night before and it had all gone. The manager was tied up in the office.
Temporarily defeated, Factory was forced to close the hacienda on the 30th of January 1991.
It is with the greatest reluctance that for the moment we are turning the lights out on what is, for us, a most important place. We are forced into taking this drastic action in order to protect our employees, our members, and all our clients.
The club was refitted with metal detectors, surveillance cameras, and increased security. It reopened 5 months later, but trouble kicked off almost immediately.
There was some minor incident, and all of a sudden we were surrounded by helicopters with lights on, and there was riot shields with us, banging the shields and making a noise. As we came out of the club, they closed it down immediately. And yeah, it was like Bleasdale, you know what I mean? It was like, I've never seen such over. In fact, they're coming back for me. And it was just a complete overreaction. And to be honest, at that moment, I just thought, no, it's over. It's finished. I know it went on for a few years, but I didn't.
Despite failing fortunes, Factory's new saviours Happy Mondays were sent to sunny Barbados in 1992 to write and record their 4th album. The company desperately needed another successful release. There was no heroin on the island to feed Sean's habit. All he needed to get writing was a generous supply of methadone. He packed it, but dropped and smashed it at Manchester Airport.
We go and see Keith Richards' doctor in Barbados, Dr. Brown, but he hasn't got any methadone because there's no heroin on the island, which is why he went in the first place. And the local guy selling shells at the beach, his cousin's the chief of police, so he's got like an endless supply of crack cocaine.
There's no smack on Barbados. Barbados, good idea. The fact I hadn't researched it and found out it was crack central was a mistake. I admit that completely.
The Mondays had the run of Eddie Grant's secluded and expensive recording studio in Barbados. They turned it into Crack Central.
It was great. It was on an old plantation house, and there was a swimming pool. And someone said to me, "Go and have a look at the swimming pool." And I went up, and they'd made out, the sun lounges. They made a crack den out of sun lounges.
Bears had turned over like the Jeep and broken his arm in 3 places.
You travel across to restaurants and stuff, and you see cars at the side of the road upside down. And then Bez's Jeep was because he'd gone into this swampland. You could see from the pool, there's a Jeep upside down. It's probably still there to this day. But the roads are terrible. The roads are terrible, the roads are terrible, that's what it was, But it was pretty, but he was good, he wasn't his... No, it was pretty bad.
I was in LA having nightly phone calls to Nathan about the fact that they've crashed another hire car, that Bez's arm is now in plaster, that Sean hasn't written any lyrics.
What's going on, man?
I'm saying, right, okay, I tell you, Nathan, I'm gonna come down on the way home to Manchester, thinking that Los Angeles, Barbados, Manchester. Barbados is in fucking Venezuela. The West Indies sounds like the West Indies, the Caribbean. So I couldn't go. So I missed it. It's my one regret in life. I would have done nothing to help whatsoever. I just would have liked to have seen it.
Tony loved that madness. But like I say, it's great if you're watching it and you're a posh boy and you're like, wow, it's so punk and fantastic. He was so obsessed with Sean, he really was.
Sean was caught at 1 in the morning with the fire doors open to Eddie Grant's studio, taking the studio sofas number 1 and 2 and pushing them into a van to take down to town to sell for crack. I just think it's wonderful.
There was gifts, there was gifts to the dealers. There's a nice, when you're living in a crack house, which is just a wooden hut, and and a camping stove to cook up your crack, they didn't have chairs. So it was like, there's loads of chairs in the studio. There's a chair for you, mate, and taken to the crack house. It was more of a gift.
Only 2 years before, Wilson had sent New Order to Ibiza to record their album, Technique.